The second coming of Christ is in two phases. The first phase, he will come, tutapatana naye kwa hewa. The second phase, he will come na ita explain hapa. Let me just share so that wase waone. It's very, very simple, and we are going to build on this. We are going to build on this. I hope mnaweza mkaona. Sawa? Mnaweza mkaona?
Yep.
Wase wa screenshot ndio hiyo. Na wale wase wa WhatsApp status nitumie hii ndio hiyo nimetuma. You can screenshot. So I'll just pass through very quickly. The first coming, Jesus was born, dressing womb of Mary, and then life and ministry, death, resurrection, ascension, and then rapture happens. I will explain that. Resurrection of Christ, of church, saints, translation of the church, examination of the church, marriage with the Lamb. I'll explain all this. And then the second coming of Christ actually is the beginning of tribulation. And then after that, the Antichrist will come, and then there's now the super church, which will explain. There's the persecution, there's the salvation of millions, and then the revelation, Armageddon. Now this is the second coming of Christ, the second phase. The first phase ni tribulation ndio inaanza. Sawa? I hope hakuna mtu ana swali up to there. Watu wa screenshot mume screenshot. Aya, natoa. Tuko sawa? Okay, let us take a breather ndo tuingie the second phase. Someone to open the book of Daniel chapter 9 verse 24 to 27. Daniel chapter 9 verse 24 to 27. Daniel 9, 24 to 27. And as you turn to Daniel, I want you to know that what Daniel wrote, it was also fulfilled, part of it, in the book of Revelation. There's something called double fulfillment of prophecy. You find that there was a guy called Antiochus Epiphanes. Antiochus was like Antichrist, as in Ali offer a pig in the temple, as in he was so wicked. And you find that also when you come to Revelation, there's the Antichrist. So there's double fulfillment of prophecy.
Daniel 9, 24 to 27. 77 are decreed for your people and your holy city to finish transgression, to put an end to sin, to atone for wickedness, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most high holy place. 25. Know and understand this. From the time the word goes out to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until the anointed one, the ruler comes, there will be 7 7 and 62 7. It will be rebuilt with streets and a trench, but in times of trouble. 26. After the 62 7, the anointed one will be put to death and will have nothing. The people of the ruler who will come will destroy the city and the sanctuary. The end will come like a flood. War will continue until the end, and the desolations have been decreed. 27. He will confirm a covenant with many for 1 7. In the middle of the 7, he will put an end of the sacrifice and offering, and at the temple he will set up an abomination that caused desolation until the end that is decreed is poured out on him.
Thank you. Let me share this now, and then now I explain. I'm going to explain quickly. Where is the there. Yeah. So we find that in the book of Daniel chapter 9, Daniel was confused. Jeremiah chapter 25 from verse 12 to 15, Jeremiah was saying that the children of Israel will move from captivity and they will go to the place that God was calling them to. But now Daniel comes in at a time that the 70 years of captivity have ended, and Daniel is confused. So he's like, I don't understand what is happening. And what happens next is that God sent an angel to help Daniel to interpret the vision and the dream that he had. And it was concerning the prophecy of Jeremiah, from Jeremiah 25, 12 to 15, where it says that the children of Israel were supposed to be in captivity, but the 70 years were over. And then now Daniel is like in a place that the angel is saying, as in 77s are decreed for your people and your holy city to finish. So for the 77s, for things to happen, there are some for the most holy one to come and as in to end all these things, 77s have to come to an end. And when you do 77s, as I will explain from the diagram. Let me just go to the Bible first. Inasema 77s are decreed for your people and your holy city to finish transgression, 1, 2, to put an end to sin, 3, to atone for wickedness, 4, to bring in everlasting righteousness, 5, to seal up vision, 6, and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Those are 7. So when you hear know and understand this, from the issuing of the decree to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until the anointed one, the ruler comes, there will be 7 sevens and 62 sevens. The years were counted in weeks. Utafind, I think, King James in any weeks. So when you add 49 7 sevens na 62 weeks, those are actually 434 plus 49 years. Exact time, this is where now the anointed one is being cut off. This is where Jesus is going to the grave. In fact, wanasema the exact date is when Jesus was entering Jerusalem, and walikuwa wanatandika vitu wakipita, the triumphal entry. That was when that happened. And then Jesus died, and then it becomes the age of the Gentile. The age of the Gentile. And the age of the Gentile, this is where it's called an interlude. An interlude, as in no one knows the time that it will end. This is the time of the Holy Spirit, and Jesus ascended. Now we are living in the dispensation of the Holy Spirit, which is also the Gentile age. This is where us as a church say tuna live. And we don't know when the interlude will end, because even Daniel wanted to find an answer to that. But ukienda tu usome Matthew, Jesus is saying that no one knows, not even angels. No one knows when, as in Jesus is going to come. And he said that he's going to come like a thief. Kumbuka pia kwa one of the churches. So we have to prepare ourselves. We have to be ready, because when he comes, he's coming as the God of judgment now, and he's coming to fight the enemy and all these things. And now you see, out of all this, you find that 77s are decreed. So 77s, they are total 70. But hapa sasa tumeshaongea 62 sevens and tumeongea about 7 sevens. So if you add 62 plus 7, there are 69 sevens. That means there is 1 7 that is remaining. And this 1 7 now takes us to the book of Revelation chapter 4 to Revelation chapter 5, where the rapture of the church is going to happen. Revelation chapter 4 and Revelation chapter 5, where the rapture of the church is going to happen. And we find that from Revelation chapter 4 to Revelation chapter 19, hizi vitu zote, they are the 1 7, the things that will happen during the time of rapture. So I want you to know that the 1 7 that is remaining is just 1 times 7. The 1 7 that is remaining, rapture ina happen between Revelation 4 and 5. Just know that. Revelation 4 and 5 is where rapture happens. And I want us to know that when rapture happens, the church will not be there. That's why ameanza na warning first. Ameanza manze repentini. I am coming like a thief. As in, you guys, the church in Smyrna, you guys are persecuted, and I want you to know that it's for a short period. But remember, I am coming for you. So we have to be in a place that rapture can happen at any time. Rapture can happen at any time.